Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is time for Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. It's Friday. It's December the 6th. And I'm Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us. That was Dave Richards right over there. Good morning to you, Dave.
Hey, what do you know?
How are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
All right, go pull up your email because I'm going to ask you a question in just a minute.
Okay.
And we're being joined at the Coffee Ann table at the moment by Rebecca. Is it Luchak or Luchak?
Luchak, a good Ukrainian name.
Good Ukrainian
so you're
name.
using the hard
A hard
CH.
C. All right. Luchak
Okay.
it is. She is the president of the Rhode Island Civic Chorale and Orchestra, and you got a show coming up.
No kidding.
Two shows coming up, one tonight and one on, one Saturday and one Sunday.
Saturday, yeah.
Okay. And the one Sunday is going to be in Manville. So we're going to talk to her about that in just a minute. We expect Melissa Murray to be with us as well, coming in very, very soon. But Dave, what do you see in your inbox as the first segment of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce?
Well, it's like this, Joe. The big event, the really, really big event, was this past week on the 3rd. That was Tuesday. And that was the holiday party there for the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. And then things now start slowing down a little bit because it's the holiday season. You know, they did the big thing right there in the beginning of the month, and a good time was had by all. Anybody who was anybody except for Dave Richards was there.
Was there?
Because
Okay.
I had a family thing I had to go to that night, and it popped up during the afternoon of Tuesday the 3rd. So guess what? I was going to go, but didn't make it. According to my spies who went in my place, everybody had a great time, and everybody who was anybody except for Dave Richards was there.
Okay.
Maybe next time you'll want to be there at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce holiday party, and that was down at the at Bally's Twin River. Big thing. One of the biggest events of the year, actually. And if you'd like to be a member of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, it's real simple. After the program today, call 334-1000. I say after the program because they don't answer their phone till 9 o'clock. It's a 9 to 5 business, friends. And and our show goes off at 9 o'clock. How convenient is this, Joe?
Very.
Right. So we go off at 9 o'clock. You can listen to the whole show. And then at 9 o'clock, you call 334-1000, say, how can the chamber help my business or side hustle or whatever you're doing? Because believe me, even if you're just doing a little part-time business and you got a 9 to 5, they can help. That's it for me, Joe.
All right, there. Thanks, Dave. And
Let's talk to Rebecca.
Let's talk to Rebecca, the president of the Rhode Island Civic Chorale and Orchestra. You're putting on Handel's Messiah.
We are indeed.
Don't put me on.
Yes.
No, Handel's Messiah.
You're welcome to come and sing with us.
Oh, my. Can I sing?
Yes.
At the end?
Everyone
I love
can
singing
sing.
the end part.
And this year, you're featuring the 2024 Collegiate Vocal Competition winners.
That's correct.
So will they be playing or singing?
They will be singing. So
Okay.
for 15 years now, we've had this wonderful opportunity for young vocalists who are studying in the New England area. And we have 5 soloists who will be, good morning.
This is Melissa Murray, by the way.
Hi, Melissa.
Rebecca
Nice
Balucha.
to meet you. So
She's
this
the
is
one we
an
turned the
opportunity.
coffee pot on for.
Yes. I need my morning coffee for sure.
We can make you one if you like.
I'd love one. Thanks.
All right, very good.
We're going to need more water.
Yes, and more coffee. I'll see to that. No, Melissa, you sit down.
So 5 soloists, 2 sopranos, an alto, a tenor, and a bass.
What
And
colleges are they from?
They're from New England music conservatories and universities.
All right.
So anyone out there who has a relative, family member, or friend who is currently studying voice and would like to compete, our auditions happen in March, I believe, March or April. And if you go to the website, RICCO.org, you can see the page about the competition and apply and come and join us. It's a wonderful opportunity for their careers, and we are very fortunate to hear such wonderful young people in performance as soloists with us.
And since it's a competition, these are the top
Yes,
ones. So
and
these are real talented
They go
vocalists.
on to incredible careers,
Yeah.
not only in the United States but internationally. We have former singers with us who've gone on to great opera careers in Italy and France and in New York and
Wow.
Boston. So yeah, you get to see them young when they're starting out.
I knew him when.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly,
All right,
right.
that's great. So we got the show in our area is going to be on Sunday, December 8th at St. James Church in Manville. Saturday night, you'll be at the Church of St. Sebastian in Providence. The show Saturday's at 7. The show on Sundays at 3. But you've already done one show
Right.
back in November
On Block Island.
on the block. Is that your first trip that the chorale went to?
Well,
Block Island?
we tried to get around New England. We've been in Massachusetts before, but this was our first boat travel to perform. And we had an amazing audience there. The folks who live on Block Island year round were delighted to see something of this caliber. And it's really a very high caliber performance. We are 100 singers, 100 voices, which is an amazing experience to hear, and an orchestra of about 15 instrumentalists, including a period harpsichord player and a portable organ, as Handel would have had in the 18th century. And
Wow.
it's really a phenomenal, great horns that come in the Hallelujah chorus. And one thing, if I have time, I'd like to talk a little bit about this performance. So we did one in Block Island, including a flash mob performance of the Hallelujah coming back across on the
On the
ferry
boat? Oh, cool.
under a full
that's
moon. It was
great.
amazing. But then
Surprise the other passengers on the
Oh,
boat?
it was your typical flash mob. Everyone was filming us on their phones and singing
great.
along, and it was a lot of fun. We are a lot of fun. We're 100 singers. We are people just like you, neighbors and friends, and there are no auditions, and we welcome new people.
Rebecca,
so-
forgive me for interrupting,
That's
but
all
not,
right.
not just like Joe.
It
He
sounds
can't
like
sing.
there's a big leak somewhere on the roof here.
That's your
No,
coffee.
It's my coffee.
Believe it or not, they don't hear that the way you think they do.
Oh,
the direction
good,
of the
good.
microphones, yeah.
So, yes, these 100 singers, and we rehearse once a week, and we work really, really hard to produce something of very high caliber for our audiences. This is an attempt to bring live music to people in a time when we are so dependent on our devices. So, our two performances, the first tomorrow evening at 7 p.m., at St. Sebastian's Church on Cole Avenue in Providence, and then on Sunday a matinee right up here in the neighborhood at St. James Church in Manville, and it's really a very, very special experience with people of all ages. We have teenagers, we have people of my generation, and even a little older, and it's really the passion and love for this music that keeps us all going. We have a conductor who is phenomenal. Joshua Rhoda has joined us about 7 years ago and has invigorated the group, and he's electric. Watching him conduct is just an experience you'll never forget. So I really recommend coming and joining us. And we've been around since 1957. We are
Wow.
a very, we're the first large vocal ensemble in Rhode Island, and a long history of great conductors, and a repertoire that's amazing. So come to the Messiah concert, certainly. We welcome you. You can find information and get tickets at www.ricco.org. And you can also see there the concert program for the spring. So we have some really, really interesting things coming up in the spring as well.
All right. Just a few questions about your trip out to the Block Island.
Oh, yeah,
Things
sure.
that you just never think of. Did anyone come and say, "I'm afraid of the water. I don't want to go on the trip"? That kind of stuff.
We had a very good discussion about what to do about seasickness.
That's
Oh, yeah.
that comes up too.
Well, I
So-
pictured that.
Yes.
but,
Of course.
But think, it's a great opportunity for Rebecca now, because everybody goes, perhaps it's a rough day on the ocean, 14
You never know.
miles,
Yeah.
and they get off the ferry. It's been a tough passage. They're feeling a little queasy. They first set foot on terra firma,
Dry
on,
land, yeah.
on New Shoreham, and they immediately break into the Hallelujah chorus. And she's got them practicing before they
That's-
even get to the venue.
That's right. Well, I have to tell you one thing I'll just add about the concerts of the Messiah. We are doing the entire Messiah. So most people assume that the Hallelujah
It's only the
chorus
last
is
4
the
minutes.
end.
Yeah.
But in fact, this tells the whole story of the life of Jesus Christ. So it's really the birth, it's his life, the passion, and then the resurrection. So you get the whole picture.
So a 2-hour show, would you say?
It is with
Okay.
a 15-minute intermission.
Okay.
And come and get your seat early because I suspect we're going to be absolutely full.
Okay. Where did you perform on Block Island?
In the high school gym,
Okay.
a high school that has
I'm trying to think of a big place on Block
That's
Island. It's like,
right.
gee, there really aren't that many.
no, not at all.
Although the big ones I thought of were they're closed for the season. I didn't think of the school.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I didn't realize this, but their school from kindergarten to 12th grade has 157 students. So, and actually, just before we began the Messiah, the music teachers' small group, a little group of students
Yeah.
sang
Oh, that's cool.
a holiday song. So that was really sweet. So yeah, we really enjoyed it, and the people of Block Island were just really, really happy. We had some people stay overnight to enjoy Block Island,
All right.
and they said they were stopped everywhere they went by people who said, "You're one of the singers, and it was so wonderful, and thank you for coming." And so we really want to serve. Our mission is to serve the people of Rhode Island and northern Massachusetts, southern Massachusetts, giving people an opportunity to hear the excitement of live music, singers, and extraordinary instrumentalists, orchestra. So that's our goal.
So now the precedent's been set. Now you got to go back every year now.
I'm hoping for a residency of a week.
Oh, all right, there you go. Perfect.
That sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
It sounds really magical. And so if someone wants to, so this is a ticketed event, right?
Correct,
You need
correct.
tickets. Okay. Let's,
Tickets are $30,
Okay.
at $10 for students.
great.
And they can be purchased online at www.ricco.org, or they can be purchased day of. Come early. We have the box office open.
Great. And that's just a wonderful 2-hour experience. It sounds like it's just
So,
something that most people don't get to experience.
Right.
So it's this Sunday, December 8th at 3 p.m. at St. James Church in Manville. Have you been to this church? Have you checked out the acoustics?
We did. We performed here either last year or the year before. I can't remember. I've been with the group about 15 years. And we have just such a wealth of beautiful churches in our area. And they were built to have good acoustics. I
Yeah.
mean, they were
Yes.
built for the music, right? So we've performed in the Cathedral of St. Peter and Paul in Providence.
Wow.
We've performed at St. Grace Church, the Episcopal Church in downtown Providence. And then we were up at St. Anne's, which
Yes.
is a cultural center,
Yeah.
arts and cultural
Yes.
center in Woonsocket that is just extraordinarily
That was
beautiful.
was that several years ago?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I
Well, we
think-
did the Messiah several years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
It was
I-
wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Under the frescoes?
Under the frescoes.
Yeah, I went with my mom.
Did
so,
you really?
Yeah, I did.
Great.
Okay, I thought
Pop-
that was
the popcorn maker at the back, you know.
So this is great. So it's and tomorrow night show, December 7th at the Church of Saint Sebastian in Providence. So have you done any shows between November 16th and tomorrow night show?
No, we haven't. We've been
Okay.
polishing and polishing and
It's almost
polishing.
a month off.
It's going to be spectacular. I'm
Almost like
really
starting
excited.
over.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it'll be really wonderful. And I'm very lucky because I stand right behind the harpsichord player. The harpsichord itself is gorgeous, and I know from the audience you can't see it, but it is hand painted, and the floral, the flowers flowers that are painted very delicately on the instrument itself are just spectacular. So I have photographs of it, but I'd be happy to share.
Okay. We'll take a break here on the Coffee AM program. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. And this portion of the Coffee AM program has been sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Give them a call at 334-1000 after 9 o'clock.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Coffee AM panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards. Also here with Melissa Murray. And
morning.
we're also being joined by the president of the Rhode Island Civic Chorale and Orchestra. This is Rebecca Luchak. You gotta hit the hard CH, right?
Right, right.
All right.
Have you ever substituted words in the Hallelujah chorus?
Oh, yes.
Why would you do that?
Well, I mean, I could just think of that. Becca Luchak.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Right. That's a new
I
kind
don't know
of.
if you like that
it's a
nickname,
new
but
kind
it
of
fits the
birthday
words.
song. You know, you could do a birthday song that way.
Well, I did that back in the 1980s. Marty Crowley's dad,
Yeah.
Martin Crowley, who was a teacher at Woonsocket High School, had his birthday on the 4th of December, if I recall. So it's about this
Close
time of
to
year.
it, yeah.
And I took the Hallelujah chorus, and I went to the studio, and I recorded 3 or 4 takes of my own voice singing Marty Crowley, Marty.
See? Look
yeah,
at that.
he got a big kick
That's
out of
so
it when we
cute.
played it on the air in the morning
How
on his
fun.
birthday.
That's fun.
So the Handel's Messiah is what the Rhode Island Civic Chorale and Orchestra will be doing. You know, we mentioned off the air that it's this is a Baroque piece.
That's
or from the
correct.
Baroque period.
That's correct.
Okay, that leads me into my favorite joke from Beauty and the Beast from Disney. This is from the Baroque period, and as I always say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Use that in the show.
All right.
Okay?
If it's not Baroque, you
Don't
think
fix
that she
it.
hasn't heard that one.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she has. But relate how Handel's Messiah relates to 21st century.
Thank you. Yeah. It was actually written in 1741. And, well, it was composed by Handel, but the words are from Charles Jennings. And it is, as I said earlier, the story of Jesus Christ. And first of all, I'd like to say that we do it every other year as a performance, but we've begun doing a Messiah sing-along in the alternate year. So next year, hopefully, we'll have a sing-along where you can bring your own score, or we provide scores. And if you love to sing, you can sing for that one-time event. But the period that Handel was living in, Jennings and Handel, was really quite turbulent, and there was a lot of conflict that was part of their society. And so when you listen to the words, some of it just rings really, really true to you. The other thing to ask yourself is, we do this every other year as a performance. Many, many chorales do the Messiah. Why is it worth doing year after year after year? And the important thing to realize is the Baroque period was a time when composers expected artists to put their own spin on the piece, the performance. And in fact, our conductor does it in a completely unique way each time we offer it. So you'll see different interpretations. each group takes their own interpretation of it. So it really is a piece that connects to our own time and allows for an infinite number of expressions of the work. So
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Well,
great.
I've heard things like that before, where they have certain woodwinds doubling the voices
that's correct.
to add a richness of harmony.
Yeah.
Which is a
absolutely.
very chancy
Yeah.
thing to do, because if the instrument is drifting a little bit that night and they can't get it under control, then
Weird notes coming
the
out.
human beings are going to have a little bit more work to blend in.
Well, if you think about it, it's 120 individuals who are all united in doing something together in absolute synchronicity. So, yeah,
And
all
I'm-
at the same
I'm sure
time.
Rebecca knows that when I was in chorus, they taught us what is the most important organ of your body when you're singing in the chorus.
Vocal
and
cords?
everybody says, your vocal cords. Yes, exactly. He says, no, your ears. Listen to the one next to you.
Yes,
If you don't listen to the one next to you, we sound like a drunken brawl.
right.
Am I right?
Well, and let me tell you, we are a group that loves to play as well. And we have, every year, we do a couple of social events where we go to a brewery and we all have just spontaneous singing along with good food and some drink. And so, yeah, being able to harmonize
Oh, yeah.
is a really important thing. And I will say, given the times we live in, that ability to come together, whatever your background, whatever your positions on the issues, to be able to come and harmonize together, it is the most exciting proof that we can all live together and make great things, even though we might be different.
Great.
That's profound. I
Yes.
like that.
Doing performing Handel's Messiah, featuring the 2024 Collegiate Vocal Competition winners. You said there's five.
There are five,
soloists.
two sopranos, an alto, a tenor, and a bass, and this is our 15th year of having this wonderful opportunity for young singers.
And will they all do solos, or do they do duets, or the five of them sing together?
Both. They have there's solos throughout the piece. There are duets, and yeah, it's really thrilling to hear those voices.
Men and women, or
Yes. So we have 3 women and 2 men. The tenor and bass are actually the bass is from Brown University. The tenor has finished his studies, and I'm not remembering where they all studied, but
Okay,
sorry.
but around New England, right?
It's not the
Yeah.
number one topic when they're there.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
We're
work
all
to do.
focused on my favorite time in this group is the rehearsals right before the performance.
Where it's starting to come together.
And everyone is working together, and the singers may sit for quite a while just waiting, but as the instrumentalists practice their pieces, but we are all engaged together as we're creating this thing. That's what I love.
So would you have a practice tonight before tomorrow?
No, we need to rest our voices.
Exactly.
We
Oh,
were
is that how that works?
We
Okay,
were
yeah.
in rehearsal Monday and Tuesday night from
Okay.
7 to 10:30.
It's like pitchers in
Each.
baseball.
Okay,
There's
you gotta rest
practice,
your arm.
and
Yeah.
then
And then-
there's overworking it.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So,
So no singing today.
no singing. I'm doing a lot of talking right now.
Talking's
Uh-oh.
okay. But all right, that's okay. So with the show starting at 7 on Saturday and 3 o'clock on Sunday at St. James Church in Manville, what time do you start to get there to set up?
Oh, we will be there at 5 o'clock tomorrow
Tonight.
evening.
Okay.
Tomorrow evening to
So
set
2
up.
hours beforehand is
Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I really would urge people to come a little bit early if you're planning to attend. Seating is limited, and we want to make sure everybody who really wants to be there gets in the door.
Okay. Tickets can be available at ricco.org. How much are tickets again, Rebecca?
$30 general admission and 20 for, I think 20 for seniors and 10 for students.
Okay.
I should have that at the top of my head.
As the Rhode Island Civic Chorale and Orchestra doing Handel's Messiah, which Melissa has seen, Dave. I don't know if you heard Melissa say that. A few years ago.
seen that.
By
Yeah.
the
No,
by
I
the
had to leave
chorale.
the room for a minute. I didn't hear everything.
Yeah.
We had guests out in the lobby.
At St. Anne's. Yeah, because I was
Yeah, oh,
thinking.
that's
I was
right, at
thinking,
St.
like,
Anne's,
You must
yes.
have performed at,
Yeah, we did.
yeah.
We've performed maybe
Yeah.
5 times at
Yeah.
St. Anne's. I love that place.
And by the way, if
Magical.
you performed at St. Anne's, you probably met Dominic Tuaron.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
his
yeah.
birthday today.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
He's
happy birthday.
47 today.
Well, we should sing happy birthday.
Well, some of you
Can we sing that?
Well,
Not sound like a drunken
I-
brawl?
No, I cannot.
Yeah, you can't sing because you're performing tomorrow.
That's correct.
So
That's
none of
right.
that.
That's
We must
correct.
rest.
Save your arm.
There you go.
Save your
Well,
vocal cords.
We could do that, maybe just the 3 of us. Well, you could wave your arms.
I could conduct.
Yeah, could conduct. Yeah.
Don't want me singing into a
No,
microphone.
we don't want to be singing.
no.
Uh, anyway, we wish Dominic a happy birthday, though.
We do. We'll save the audience, Joe
Did
singing.
you say he was 47?
47 today.
Just a little baby.
So, you would talk about your conductor and how
Yes.
it's a show with him. How many conductors have you seen at the Civic Chorale?
Well, I've been there 15 years, so we had before him we had a conductor Edward Marquard, who was with the group for
remember Ed.
32 years, and he
Was he the professor at Rhode Island College?
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes,
I have met him. Okay.
Yes, and before, well, the founder was a music head of the music program, the public schools in Providence, and his name was Louis Piccieri. Dr. Louis Piccieri. He founded the group. He was head of the group from 1957 to, I don't know, he was there for a couple decades. And then Edward Marquard was conductor when I joined the group. And Ed was an amazing, influence on the chorale and started the collegiate vocal competition.
Did he? Okay.
And now we have Dr. Joshua Rhoda, who is originally a Midwesterner but has come here and is now head of the music program at Worcester Polytech. So
Wow.
he's really an energizing, boundless enthusiasm kind of guy.
Do you have any more shows after Sunday?
Well, our spring program is
I mean, for the
coming up.
Messiah.
Nope, that's
So
it.
this will be
so
the final
you have
one, and
2
then you get
chances:
your spring
tomorrow
program
and
is coming.
Sunday.
Okay,
That's right.
And you can find out more information on that. Tickets are being purchased at ricco.org for Sunday's performance as well, and Saturday's performance as well down in Providence if you'd like to go. So it's the Rhode Island Civic Chorale and Orchestra Handel's Messiah with the 2024 Collegiate Vocal Competition winners, a 2-hour program
Yes, and I would also add that you can buy tickets on the spot.
at the door as well.
That's right.
All right, fantastic. We've been talking with Rebecca Luchak, president of the Rhode Island Civic Chorale and Orchestra. Thanks for joining us this morning, and best of luck with the shows Saturday night and Sunday afternoon.
Thank you. It was a delight.
Very good. We're going to take a break here at the Coffee and program. Some more coming your way, but time for the forecast being brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Sunny skies today with a high of 31 degrees and a wind from the northwest up to 35 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, gradually becoming clear with an overnight low of 20 and a breeze from the west. Saturday's weather for the holiday stroll on Main Street, increasing clouds, 37, west winds up to 20 miles per hour. Overnight Saturday night, there's a slight chance of snow, mainly after midnight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 23 and calm wind. Sunday, a 50% chance of some rain and snow mix in the morning, then a chance of rain later, partly sunny in the late day with a high of 42. Monday's weather, rain is 70% likely, partly sunny with a high of 47. Tuesday, a 40% chance of showers in the morning, and then just some rain for the rest of the day, mostly cloudy with a high of 50. Wednesday, 90% chance of more rain and a high of 56 degrees with a breeze from the southwest. And on Thursday, only a 30% chance of some rain, more sun than clouds with a high of 42.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, where we have sunny skies and we've hit the 30-degree mark. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with their easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. While you're out holiday shopping, stop into Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. They are home to African-inspired fashions for men, women, and kids, plus customized gift sets, jewelry, wall art, along with bath and body products. When you go to Jerry's Bluffing Boutique, tell Jerry you heard her ad on WOON Radio, and she will enter your name to win a family basket of gifts. No purchase necessary. Jerry's Bluffing Boutique is open Thursday through Saturday at 11 a.m. Jerry's Bluffing Boutique, 285 Main Street, Woonsocket. Plenty of parking in the Clinton Street parking lot.
If you are looking for medical care provided with integrity and compassion for all patients, choose Landmark Medical Center. Why? We heal body and mind. From heart care and wound healing to preventative care and services specifically for seniors in the community. And we provide the high-quality care you need close to home, in your own community. We also offer emergency care when you need it most. Our emergency medicine team offers care 24 hours a day, every day. At Landmark Medical Center, quality, compassion, community is what we're all about. To learn more, visit the website landmarkmedical.org. It's back again. Bowling for Milk. It's a fun way to raise money for the 2024 Milk Fund Appeal. Join your friends and neighbors at the Walnut Hill Bowling Lanes this Sunday, December 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. for strike spares and maybe a few gutter balls, but plenty of fun at Bowling for Milk. Just $25 gets you 2 hours of bowling plus shoes rental. Proceeds go to the Milk Fund. To add to the fun, ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer will be there in person, spinning the oldies, taking requests, and demonstrating his bowling technique. The Patriots don't play this week, so join us for Bowling for Milk. This Sunday, December 8th, from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Walnut Hill Bowl on Diamond Hill Road. It's a party to help the Milk Fund.
That's this Sunday for Bowling for Milk with us here at ON Radio down there at Walnut Hill Bowl. It's Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm
And
Joe
we'll have
Callahan.
raffle baskets and stuff like
cool.
that too, by the way. I didn't put it in the little message, but it's kind of expected when you go to these
Oh, we hope so.
Milk Fund fundraisers. Lisa's so good at it, she's bringing along a bunch of them.
All right, that's Dave Richards over there. Melissa Murray's here, and Rich Elaine from
Hey, the host is here.
We're going to talk to Rich in just a minute, but this portion of Coffee In sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper, which Dave happens to have in his hands.
3 important things to talk to you about here. I have the Cumberland Lincoln edition of the Valley Breeze newspaper for this week in my hand. Cumberland's new community center. Joe, you remember the old ski lodge at Diamond Hill Park?
Oh, sure.
Well, the new community center is nearing completion, according to Mayor Jeff Mutter.
They knocked down the old building, didn't they? And to put up something new.
Didn't see what happened, but I wouldn't
they
be
did. I
surprised
think they did
because
that.
that's generally what you do.
Yeah.
You knock down the old buildings so you can put up new buildings and stuff like that. And there's another story in here, a nice picture of Paula Provoyer, I believe is the way she says her name. She's the postmaster of 02838, which is how they talk in the Postal Service.
No towns. it's
Otherwise
all
known
numbers.
as Manville, 02838. And she's got a story in there. Ethan Shorey has written the story about the longtime postmaster reminds everybody about holiday deadlines. And then there's a story that Ethan put together you can read about in the Valley Breeze. Joe was on top of this earlier this week and noticed the interest in the story that the Valley's Gentlemen's Club receives license transfer in a split vote. That's the club in Cumberland. Now, we didn't know there was a gentlemen's club in Cumberland until this story came out. But that's okay. I mean, we have one here in Woonsocket. We don't talk about it much. They keep a low profile.
I grew up in
stuff
Cumberland.
like that.
We always knew it was there.
Yes.
According to my parents, it's been there since the 50s.
According to my mother, if they were gentlemen, they wouldn't be in that club.
Well, it wasn't called
But-
that back then.
They said, it's a men's club. She said, call it what it is. It's a men's club.
Well,
All right.
two of the people didn't want to give them their license back, but it was brought up. Well, they've been grandfathered in, and
Yeah.
and they changed ownership is what they did.
Well, the
and
thing-
so
yeah.
we got to give it to them. So
That's right, because of the zoning.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
but it's in the weirdest place.
It's in a residential neighborhood.
It's right. There's houses all around it.
Yeah.
And it's way. Like I told Dave yesterday. It's down on Carpenter Street. If you don't know where that is,
This is getting to be a commercial, Joe.
I know, but it's
Okay.
Cumberland, South Attleboro, and Central Falls, where it kind of all combines. It's,
Right.
It's right. It's in a bizarre
A
location,
crossroads.
but there you go.
All right, very good. I held in my hand now the North Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Blackstone Valley Breeze. And there's two stories here, one from Woonsocket, one from North Smithfield, about the swearing in of the officers. Excuse me. And Corey Plant has the one from Woonsocket and the one from North Smithfield, and giving you the story behind the story on what was going on at the inauguration ceremonies, which Melissa ably covered for the radio station. And Corey also has the whole front page this week, as he has the story of the unbearable situation for residents on Truman Drive, adjacent to Truman Drive, in the lofts at Allen Street, the bike path that runs along Truman Drive. The recent installation of rumble stripping has become bothersome because it makes noise. And so that's what rumble strips is supposed to do, make noise for the drivers, but it's making noise for the people who live there, and no matter who the driver is, they get all of them, and they're not at all amused. But you'll be amused when you get your Valley Breeze this week, because every one of the 5 editions has inside, as a special treat, our famous, you see it every year since the 90s, Christmas in the Valley insert. It's this week here at the Valley Breeze, and those of you who are watching on TV, you can see there's a father in full Santa suit putting the lights on the evergreen tree. Christmas in the Valley from your friends at the Valley Breeze newspapers, free where you shop every Thursday.
Very good there, Dave. All right. Rich Lane joins us every Friday. Talk about what's going on at the American Legion Post 85 out on River Street. And the 3 of us are all getting ready. We're sharpening up our bartending skills.
All right. All right.
For December 17th, when we have celebrity bartenders for the Milk Fund.
Well, if the 3 of you are sharpening up your bartending skills, I think I'm going to be Ubering home that night.
We will call you an Uber.
What's going on?
What is going on?
I'll tell you, I wonder why I'm tired. But as I read through this, not what's going on. It's look, this is just the last 7 days since Thanksgiving. Okay?
All right.
So Thanksgiving, we served approximately 75 veterans and patrons
That's
on
great.
Thanksgiving Day for dinner. Of course, all the prep was done a couple of days in advance. We did a winter coat giveaway, gave
Yep.
away about 500 coats to veterans in the community. And I want to give a shout out to a gentleman by the name of Pat Ford.
Yes.
And you know Pat?
I do.
All right. Good guy, you know?
I do.
Look at her laugh. No, Pat's a great guy. First time I had met him, and he runs an organization called Libertarian Mutual Aid. And he came down to get some of the leftover coats because
Yeah.
he's got this van, and he said that the people that are really in need, like when they see his van coming, a lot of them, I guess, people live homeless, live under
Yep,
the bridges
yep.
and stuff.
Yes.
And when they see his van coming, they don't scatter because they kind of know him.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has personal relationships. He does mutual aid and outreach, and provides food and coats, and so he's built the trust of,
Yeah.
of the different encampments. So he's able to go in there and provide mutual aid.
Yeah, so he came up and picked up a bunch of the coats that we had left over, so we happily gave them to him. And I loved his T-shirt or his shirt he had on. And no knock to my friend here in government, but his shirt says.
I know. He's a hardcore libertarian.
Yes, yes. So he
won't
says, "We are
surprise
not from the government. We are here to actually help."
Help.
Yeah.
But look, by saying that, look, Melissa here has helped tremendously, so I'm not going to
No,
go
I get it. I get it.
But I thought that was kind of funny. I forgot to ask him for a shirt because I really would have liked one of those shirts. So Pat, or anybody knows Pat, if you're listening
He's a
out
good
there,
guy.
yeah, I take a 2X because T-shirts shrink. So just drop one
that's
down
right.
at the post.
The T-shirt shrinks.
Yeah, T-shirt shrinks. I don't get any larger, especially this time of year. But yeah, I mean, Pat picked up some of those coats, and then I want to thank the Zhu Chi Buddhist Foundation. They donated 100 children's coats to us. So, like I said, when they get, we had other organizations come and pick up the coats to help the community. Like I say, this has all happened in the last 7 days. And we had an anonymous donation of a vehicle, the Post 85, and I know the people that donated the vehicle are listening, but I'm not allowed to say their names or what the vehicle is or anything, because they want to remain anonymous, so I'm going to do that. And they said, give it to a deserving veteran in need. Well, we just did that this past week.
Oh, lovely.
So this deserving veteran got themselves a vehicle, and they were so happy. And if the people that donated are listening out there, the vehicle was registered yesterday, and the person has it on the road, and they're so happy. So
That makes such a huge difference in someone's life, because if you don't have transportation, everything is so much, everything is exponentially harder.
Yeah.
Just getting
Oh, yeah.
groceries, just, you don't feel well, you need to go to the store. Like, it's just hard. So that's a really, really lovely, lovely gesture.
But, and then another thing that happened is that we got an anonymous donation of one of those motorized wheelchairs, the ones with the toggle
Yeah,
switches and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
You know, and I looked up the price of one of these.
They're insane.
This sucker was like $6,000.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one that was donated
Yeah.
to us. And
Yeah.
like, I'm telling you, it was, I mean, practically brand new. I couldn't believe the shape it was in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been sitting up at the post. So we gave a call to New Englanders Helping Our Veterans,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a gentleman come down last night and put it on his truck. And so some needy veteran's going to get that.
Great.
And so that's great. And like I said, this all in the last 7 days. 3 rides were provided to veterans who needed transportation or medical appointments with our courtesy vehicle program. And and I'm sorry I'm bragging, but this is just the stuff we do,
Right.
you know? And
That's why we bring you in, Rich.
Well, thank you.
We want
Thank
you to
you,
brag
yeah.
about the Post.
so, and I want to give a big shout out to our commander, Rob Lafort. And I mean, Rob just, he coordinates a lot of this stuff, and he gives the okay sign, go. And, we just do, when he says go, it gets done. And, thanking Rob and the president of our auxiliary, Unit 85, Nikki Lafort, Junior Vice Commander Joe Hino. I mean, all these people are involved. The Sons of the American Legion, Squadron 85, Friends of Fairmont. They do work all throughout the year. And like I said, the stuff I just mentioned was done in the last 7 days. So we've been busy. And, of course, we just mentioned a couple of minutes ago the Celebrity Bartender Night we're going to do on December 17th for the Milk Fund. 3 years, like you said, of sharpening up your bartending skills, and so looking forward to it. I imagine Melissa's going to formulate a drink of
Yes.
the evening. Mm-hmm. Yes, she's
Yep.
working very hard on that.
Yes, I got a couple of ideas.
You do. You got to let me know the type of beverages that you're going to need to
Okay.
mix your concoction there.
All right.
But, yep, and I always like to mention, before I stop my spiels about our courtesy vehicle, which I mentioned a little earlier, but what this vehicle does for any of the veterans that are listening out there and haven't heard about it, we had a vehicle donated to us about a year and a half ago, and what we do with this vehicle out of Post 85 exclusively, we'll pick up a veteran that's in need of a ride to their medical appointments. We will pick them up at their home. We will take them to their medical appointment. We wait for them there, and then we bring them home. And actually 2 of the 3 trips this week were to the Jamaica Plains VA facility out in Mass. So we not only, take you down to the one down in Providence or any of your medical appointments, private medical appointments. Well, if you live within a 10-mile radius of Woonsocket, doesn't matter where you're going, we'll take you there. So, but that's pretty much it, the spiel. And also, real quick, we always take donations. So, if you're coming by the post and you say, gee, they do some good work down there, because I heard this guy in the WON say they do good work. Well, drop a check by, drop some cash by, give it to the bartender, say, hey, we just want to make a donation because, you guys should do some good work down here. One thing we do have going on, and I'm happy I flipped the page over because I would have missed it. We are collecting new blankets for girls and boys to donate to Just For You. I was looking at the box when I was at the post last night. Looks like we got a few blankets in there. And what we're talking about for blankets, like when you go into any of these big box stores, you see these blankets that are rolled up with a piece of paper, like, holding them in the middle. That's, if you got one of those blankets, where they go for $10 maybe? I mean, and you're going to keep a kid warm. That and that's the real important part of it. And the blankets are given to Just For You, and it's for infant to 17-year-olds get these blankets, and they're for Woonsocket, North Smithfield, and Burrillville communities, so it all stays local. So, like I said, we do great things down the post. We're open to the public. Come down, visit us. We can tell you how to join any of the organizations down there, and you'll feel more than welcome coming down.
Very good, Rich. Okay, more of the Coffee and program is coming up. We ask you to please stick around. And this portion of Coffee and has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
Wow! Can you believe Gators Pub is celebrating its 35th year in business? Maybe the key to Gators' success is our super friendly staff. Or maybe the fact that the chefs at Gators are constantly making some of the freshest and most delicious dishes around. If you've never been, come on down and check out our great lunch specials from Monday through Thursday. They also offer complimentary soup during lunch. Watch the Boston Red Sox on one of our many TVs while enjoying classic apps like fresh potato skins or our famous pita chips. Come watch a volleyball game and have a burger or one of our newest cocktail creations. Gators is located on Route 102 in North Smithfield, about 1 mile before Wright's Chicken Farm. Come say hello.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
It's Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Rich Lane and Melissa Murray and Dave Richards. So we had a small accident, I guess, yesterday in North Smithfield during the snowstorm, where a car rear-ended a school bus with elementary school students on the bus going to school.
That's hard to do. Those buses are way up high in the air.
Well, you would think you would see that the buses stopped with the. Well, maybe there wasn't. Maybe the bus wasn't stopped.
Yeah, we don't
It just
know the
ran into it.
circumstances
Right.
perfect.
It-
And
it-
it's Manatee Road.
Yeah.
Because believe me, Manatee Road is like over the river and through the woods and all the corners left to right. You know, when they built the road, it was a cow path, you know. And that was that. And then they just paved it over because it was too much trouble to straighten it out.
So it's just it was on their way to the school. The bus was rear-ended. Nothing about anybody getting hurt, which is good.
Good.
The superintendent of schools, Michael St. Jean, sent out a letter to the parents to notify them that this did happen. So that's what took place in North Smithfield during the snow situation yesterday. So
It basically gets you from the Mohegan Tarkland, Moore Tarkland section of Borrowville to Route 7 in North Smithfield.
right.
It's like a shortcut that's really long.
if you say so.
But,
a long
but
cut.
since there aren't any
Long
other
cut, yeah.
cart paths north
Yeah.
and south of there for a while, you're better off taking Manatee Road.
All right, Melissa, someone's not happy with you people down there at the State House.
Wow, that's never happened
Man,
before.
really? Oh, I can't believe
surprise.
that.
I know, it's
Oh,
big news, big news.
I never get any complaints.
2 businesses in Rhode Island filing a lawsuit
Yeah.
because you guys and girls,
Yeah.
you passed the ban on flavored e-cigarettes and vapes, and they're not amused.
They're not. But also, that was an executive order from Gina Raimondo.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
So did you
But-
vote on it at all? At a
Well,
later time?
yeah, and so then it was
Okay.
in the budget to like formalize it. But that was an executive order that basically no one was following. I get why. This is my opinion.
Okay.
I get why we want to keep those flavored products, tobacco products, out of the hands of youngsters. We don't want them to start, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have like a vape shop or a smoke shop and nobody can walk in the door unless they're 21, I do feel that they should be able to sell,
Okay.
right, to adults.
Are you agreeing with the complaint?
I am.
Okay.
I felt that way. I felt that way at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
The statewide ban takes effect January 1st.
Yeah. I actually
Okay.
suggested that, and because to me it was just a money grab. I actually suggested that, well, instead of banning them, why don't we just make them available? We want to keep them under the hands of kids, so don't
like
let.
liquor.
Yeah, right. So go specifically to a smoke shop where you have to be 21 to go in.
get
They
in.
have to card you and all that. And that way adults can get their flavored vape
Okay.
products. It seemed like a fair compromise to me, but
Vapor Ready
What do I
LLC and Sunshine Vape LLC. I'm not sure where these companies are.
Yeah, I'm not
they
sure
they
about-
claim that this ban is unconstitutional and unlawful. It says it will have a severe impact on their bottom line.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see if they get anything done.
So
before
basically,
it
what
starts.
these companies appear to be saying is that if we lose the kids, we're going to lose money.
No,
no.
these
No?
are
No?
these are
Okay, I
small
got it wrong.
We
shops.
sell a lot of flavored stuff to adults.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they can't get it here, they'll go someplace
They'll
else.
someplace
and all
else,
that will
okay.
happen is that we'll lose, and they'll still be smoking it.
Yeah.
Great, because they'll go to Massachusetts. But so the idea or the argument was, well, we want to keep these flavored tobacco products and other products away from kids. Right?
Yeah.
Totally. I'm 110% on board with that. As a matter of fact, we had a ban that I passed when we were on the council. It was an ordinance that we banned those things. It got overturned. But we did try to do that just for the same reason. But if an adult wants to make a conscious decision,
They
or
should be
as
allowed to do it, I guess.
yeah, they should be allowed to.
All right.
I'm not going to make choices for adults.
This the next subject comes from what in the world is going on. This will rankle you, Melissa.
They're picking on you this morning, ain't they?
Not picking on you, but it's just watch out for this. It doesn't affect Rhode Island yet. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is holding its
yeah.
decision to not cover anesthesia under certain circumstances. Now, if you haven't heard of Anthem, that's because they don't do business in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
But they do. Anthem insurance companies are in Colorado, Connecticut, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Maine, parts of Missouri, Nevada, New Hampshire, New York, Ohio, Virginia, and Wisconsin. So pretty big. And they made a decision. They decide that your operation is going too long, so we're not going to cover the anesthesia. Now they got a lot of backlash on this. They said they wouldn't reimburse anesthesia costs if the surgery went on for what the insurer says is too long. The news sparked outrage,
Right.
as you can imagine,
The insurer.
across the internet, as well
Not
as
the
with
doctor.
doctors and the American Society
Yeah.
of Anesthesiologists.
Yeah.
Blue
Don't
Cross-
ask the doctor how
Oh, no,
long
no. I know
the
best.
surgery is going to take.
Me sitting behind a desk.
Yeah,
with
you
no
see. You were
medical-
right. This is getting me riled up because
See, I
this
know.
is in my wheelhouse,
I know
my
it is.
thing, and I love insurance
And
companies.
if United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is not shot and killed in New York, would they repeal this little thing?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah,
because a healthcare person got shot. So I don't know. So they're going to halt the policy for one day after the shooting. They'll take a look at it. Now it's just
Well, you know what's ridiculous about that? Because, I mean, I know somebody personally that went in for a procedure, and when that procedure was taking place, I guess it was one of these tables that swivels up or whatever. And when they got the person in that position, they found out, well, this ain't going to work.
okay.
So the surgery that was going to take a couple hours ended up taking 6 or 7 hours.
Right.
So
It's
what do you
not
do? Yeah,
covered.
what do you
Right,
do in a
right.
case
I mean,
like
you
that? I
need
mean,
to-
come on.
yeah.
What are you going to do? Wake the person up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, this is going to hurt"? I mean, come on. Wait.
or they get a big fat bill, which is most
Yeah.
likely going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And do you know that now that 40% of Americans have medical debt?
Yeah.
40%.
Wow.
All right, I've
Right.
said my
Well,
piece.
it kind of a similar situation with me. I was having a procedure done, and I'm knocked out, and something happened where the doctor had to call in another anesthesiologist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I get a huge bill from the anesthesiologist. Why? He's not in my network.
That's right.
But
I
I-
know I had the same thing happen to me.
But I'm knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
can't make
I
a
can't make
call.
this decision.
And so after arguing with the insurance
You
company,
fought it? Good.
and I won.
Yeah.
The insurance
You
company
should.
realized, well, okay, you're knocked out. And
I had the same thing. Yeah, I was under, and
Come
they
on.
had another surgeon assist that
Okay.
was not in my network. But how was I supposed to know that? Because I was.
You should have sat up and said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
Let me get out my phone and check to see if you're in my network, kind of thing. So
Unbelievable.
you
I
know-
fought it too, and they got it. I got
Okay.
it covered. So
I
Anyway.
thought Blue Cross Blue Shield was supposed to be the Cadillac here.
no, United's the biggest healthcare company in the country now.
But they're awful. We had
It
them
doesn't
before.
matter if they're awful, Dave.
they're all awful.
We had them before we were on.
But they're the biggest.
Before we were on Medicare. Now we
Yeah.
got Blue Cross Blue Shield. I thought it was okay. The donut hole I wasn't happy with. So what did they do? The donut hole was unfair, and the federal government says you can't have no donut hole anymore. So they said, okay, fine. We're not going to cover a lot of stuff like, you know something? If you've got Blue Cross coverage next year, you're paying out of pocket for all 100% diabetes testing supplies, including meters and everything else. 100% you're
all
paying for
you.
it. They are
Oh,
not
yeah.
doing anything for you because they got to make up the money they were shafting you on the donut hole.
All right.
You know?
There you go.
So, I mean, my note to all those folks out there who make laws, just try to win against very rich people and large companies. Just try.
Oh,
It's
it's tough.
whack-a-mole
Oh, it
because
is.
you could say, no, you can't do that. People are getting the shaft. They'll just find a new way to give them the shaft, dear. So don't.
That's true, but I'm still going to keep trying.
Well, good. Thanks, Melissa.
And listen,
That was my bill. That was one of my bills. Just like
They will cover it.
Limiting out-of-pocket expenses for glucose testing and
Mm-hmm.
insulin delivery supplies. Because what they do, as Dave knows, they give you the little syringe with the insulin in it.
And
Guess
no
what's
needle.
not attached? A needle.
right.
That,
Yeah,
that's
they,
You know, you gotta
they
collect
give you
it
the
together.
drug
It's
with
insane.
no needle to give it to yourself. You have to go and buy the needles. Well, the needles aren't real. They're not a deal breaker. But now nothing,
But
not
yeah,
even testing,
the pumps, the
nothing.
testing, you got
None of
to
that stuff.
test your sugar. You got to
CGM,
do all
nothing.
these things. Yeah.
Yeah. So and no ambulance rides will be paid for by Blue Cross next year. No ambulance rides. You're on your own.
To get wherever you're gonna get
to the
hospital, okay. Wow.
But what frustrated me, I didn't come on here just to bash Blue Cross. What really frosted me is that an opportunity was missed. Now, a close friend of ours, Joe, Bill Murray, I believe he's on their board of directors
is for
in
Blue
Rhode
Cross
Island.
Rhode
And so
Island,
I'm
he is.
sure that it bothers him to hear us talk this way because he sees a different side of it than we do. And yes, you do have to make ends meet as far as the premiums and the benefits and all the rest of that stuff, and it's a very difficult thing. But it's the worst public relations nightmare for Blue Cross Blue Shield across the country when you have your biggest competitor's CEO shot, and we believe it was because of a disgruntled policyholder, and
what it
all the
looks like.
evidence is coming out that way. This could be a wonderful slingshot for you in the last 4 days when people are opting for what coverage they're going to have for the next year before December 7th. This could have been the most wonderful slingshot of goodwill, and you shot yourself in the head. Made yourself look worse than the other guys. How did you do that? You did it by your own hand.
It's a PR
And I'm
nightmare.
frustrated that they would do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's they pulled back on it now, so we'll see if they continue this.
only
this
because it
policy.
was brought to light.
Well, that's right. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. All right.
They'll find some other way to get the money.
A family of a teenager down in Florida where the teenager died. He was on an amusement ride. The family's getting $310 million. The 14-year-old is from Missouri. He died 2 years ago. He was on a free fall ride at Icon Park, ICON, in Orlando.
I don't know what that is, but there's a lot of there's a lot of amusement parks besides the big three.
So
Yes.
was he not strapped in, or did he just have a
Sampson's
cardiac-
parents sued the Austrian company that manufactured the ride. Sampson was allowed to get on the ride even though he exceeded its weight limit.
Oh, I see.
So during the ride, Sampson slipped out from under the shoulder harness and fell 70 feet to the ground. The autopsy said he died of the blunt force trauma
Yeah.
of just landing. The lawyer, Ben Crump, represented Sampson's parents. He says the jury's decision confirms Tyree's death was the result of a blatant negligence and a failure to prioritize safety over profits. You would think that the park would be in trouble too for allowing him to get on the ride,
Well,
but they didn't get
It's a
sued.
probably
They sued the
minim-
manufacturer of the ride.
it's a probably minimum wage,
Yeah.
operator who was just doing their job
Right.
at the park.
But he's
and-
not doing his job.
Well, he was until then.
Yeah.
And allowed someone who shouldn't have been on the ride onto the ride.
They're very clever at the rides where you actually are stepping on stuff before you get on the ride, where they can see what's the total weight of the people going to be on this
yeah.
ride.
That's
and you don't see it as the patron.
Right.
So they should have something like that.
Should have, yeah.
And looking at it and say, sorry, it's yes, it's embarrassing if you got to kick somebody off because of their weight, but we don't want you to die. And they let this one go. Or maybe they don't have that weight thing at this particular ride.
It could have been a
I don't
smaller
know.
park, and you know.
Yeah, 'cause I've never heard
maybe
of
the,
Icon
maybe the
Park.
money just wasn't there to, and
Right.
they went after the manufacturer because the money. That's when the money was.
Oh, with the manufacturer of the ride instead
Yeah.
of the park.
Yeah.
So, wow. Well, okay. So, yeah, there we go. All right, it's a busy weekend coming up as we close out the show today. We got the Main Street Holiday Stroll on
That's
Saturday.
right. Winter Wonderland.
Winter Wonderland at River Island Art Park. We got Bowling for Milk on Sunday. Busy weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We hope to see you down at all the events.
The weather will be
Coming up.
favorable.
It'll be
That's
your
good.
typical sunny and cold. Is
Yep,
what we got
that's
for
what you
this.
expect.
That's what we
That's
got for
what you
December.
expect.
I'll take the half.
All right. Thanks to Rebecca Luchak from the Rhode Island Civic Chorale and Orchestra for joining us earlier. Rich Elaine, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you. Come visit us down at 870 River Street at the American Legion Post 85, open to the public.
Very good. Melissa, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Dave, and thanks for being here as well.
Yes, and if you think I was a little harsh on insurance companies just a few minutes ago, just keep in mind that
It's going to get worse.
my my difficulty with them, it comes honestly, as I have personally witnessed two of my closest friends murdered by insurance company regulations.
All righty. Don't sugarcoat it, Dave. Just
Come and get me.
all right.
You want that stuff in the public? You come and get me. You come and
Alright.
come and sue me, and it'll be all over the place.
Bring it.
Unintended, maybe, but insurance company regulations
All right.
murdered them.
All right, I'm Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do remembers at 9:30. Milk Fun Auction this afternoon at 4 on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Channel 10 Turn to 10 TV News reports that a school bus carrying students